having had those two most amazing experiences, I feel entirely content and beautified and grateful and filled with love. And I've come out to come see a couple of my favourite friends. Here's one of them. He's called Charlie. Say hello, Charlie. And then here is the other one. And this one's called Ralph. Hello, Ralph. Say hello, Ralph. You see how the bark is like a shaggy bear. And this is a eucalyptus tree. As is that one behind. And so just before I go on, I want to point out a few things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you look really close, you'll see that there's 5 in here as well. These little pollen bearers. And then if we continue, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The pentagram 5. You see, the pentagram is symbolic for life. And then you get the Satanists want to turn it upside down, which is like, what does that mean really? Anti-life? It's preposterous. They're all living. They're all enjoying something in this life. And then you get depictions of the goat in it. And that depiction, and I've always struggled with, because it looks like they've really tried hard to make the connection. It's the goat, the pentagram, and of course the goat is symbolic of Satan and any number of nonsense. It's all nonsense, people. It really is nonsense. And so, on the way walking down, I've been singing songs, and the songs which spring to mind are all beautiful songs about love and happiness. And I sing all the time. I always have a tune, and every single day, all my life, I've always been singing throughout the whole day, albeit badly. But you notice when you do this, because when you sing, songs spring to mind just out of the blue. Pleasant, beautifying songs to accompany the mood, you see. And if you're feeling blue, then the chances are you'll be singing some sort of Roy Orbison song or some sort of cowboy song. And so it's just like your thoughts. Whatever disposition that your body and mind is in, it will convey it in the things you say, in the things you think, and the things you sing, and the things you do. You will mirror what your mind state is. And so I wanted to talk about this stuff because it truly is amazing how content I feel afterwards. Absolutely satisfied with everything. And I just look and I feel and I just go, wow. Seriously, people, wow. And so I'm going to speak a little bit now about something else. For this past year, since I emancipated myself from the druggery of living in my hometown, whilst I was signed on benefit in a dull little dingy house in the crap weather of England, living on a tenner a day, having emancipated myself from that via selling my property in Bulgaria, then I've been travelling this whole year, completely and utterly free. And what's actually happened is that there's something happened, and I'm in touch with something else. And this something else is this eternal awareness. And this eternal awareness, which is me, it's aware of absolutely everything. And it looks at everything. And it marvels at everything. And I want to experience everything with all of my senses and more. Because everything looks so beautiful. In the natural world, of course. The matrixial world, that isn't beautiful. Doesn't do anything for me. All natural things, like art and music and dance, human expression, that's beautiful, what we create. But that isn't matrixial, is it? That just comes out of the godlike human inspiration. That which we really should be. The place where we really should be dwelling as human creatures, having this human experience, to do like what I'm doing now. Just looking, feeling, being ecstatic in the presence of this beautiful life. This stuff that has a vibration about it. Every last blade of grass, little flower, dead leaf. I don't even think anything's dead. When we look down at the leaves, it doesn't appear dead to me. All this stuff, this is all living. This is all alive. This is all potential growth. This is all part of the cycle. It can never die. It's always going to be alive. And so what I do is, there's something that's come about, and absolutely incessantly, my awareness is here, and it's looking. Not only does it look at the world in the abstract, but it's also constantly looking at the world in the interior. It's looking at me, this thing. I mean, what is me? Two me's. Me the body and me the awareness. And so me the awareness, which is following me around, it's partaking in this life experience. It's always, always, always awake, always willing to absorb absolutely everything, if you can get in touch with it. And what it does is, it observes you, the body. It observes every single thing that you do, feel, say, anything. It's there. And it's watching. It's watching with indifference. It's an awareness which seems to be beautiful. And so you could say it's a loving awareness. It doesn't seem like it's a cold, non-caring, callous, indifferent awareness. It seems like it's very, very interested. It loves to learn. It loves to partake. It loves coming along for the ride. And I'm sure it's grateful. And so I'm grateful. The ultimate awareness, I'm grateful for this ride. And this body and flesh is grateful for the ride too. And so we're sharing this thing. We're sharing this ride of gratitude. And I'm really indifferent about negative things. I just don't want to lend myself to paying any attention to them. I mean, some things we engage with matrixally because It's a requirement. But just because I engage in things like that, it doesn't mean I'm carrying the weight. I'm very good at not carrying the weight of things. Because I just see it as ridiculous, tedious, pathetic, laughable. Really. And so when you are in touch with this awareness, and when you've had experiences like I've just had, and you come back to the potato peeling plantation, and you look at yourself, I look at I, and the awareness observes this, and we go, that's funny. It is funny. A beautiful satiation. Now, this is why I've been speaking in recent times about getting back into nature, people, and getting your mind back, freeing your mind of the incessant learning, the acquisition of language and numbers and stuff that's going on in the Matrix. It really isn't where it's at. Where it's at is in the awareness. Being aware of everything. Looking, analysing, feeling, being in it, and going, wow, it's a blast. It really is a blast. But of course we're here. We're playing this game, and we have to partake to some degree in the Matrix. And so we get involved in the Matrix, and we do the Matrixial things. We play. We play with a bit of anger. We play with a bit of frivolous stuff. We play at being flippant. We play at being concentrated. We play at all of this stuff. But let us not forget, people, that it's all a play. We're only playing. And albeit it seems very, very real, and some of it is beautiful. You know, your kids, and your family and your loved ones. And I'm not suggesting for a minute we should say that that's not real. It is real, in a way. And so, the natural world, you see, it's the natural world, the natural living. That's what's real. The matrixial stuff doesn't seem to have a reality to it. And I tell you why. When you take psychedelics, when you take shrooms, everything that's living, there's a vibration, and there's an animation, and there's a movement, and there's a communication, and there's something. There's something. And the same with what I've just engaged with now. It shows you the natural world moving and being beautiful. And anything that's matrixial, it just shows you absolutely static and pristine, like an artist has created it. God, perfect. It all looks so perfection. Absolutely perfect. Pristine. You can't see a blemish or a crack or a crease. You just see pristine. And you look upon it in awe. And it blows you away. Even all the Matrix stuff blows you away. And so then, finally, come and rest on my old mate, whom I come down to spend time with about 3 times a week. And this is where I partake in my ecstasy on occasion, as well as up the other end of the beach, a couple of miles up there. I've got another favourite buddy up there, but I love them all equally. But there's one tree up there I've shown you, and it's the most amazing tree. And so anyway, this awareness, people, when you get in this awareness, it feels big. It feels humongous. It's absolutely so expansive. And you in it. You are it. And even though this body's standing beneath a tree and all the stars are out there and all that sort of thing, intuitively, it just feels like me. And I feel like it. And we're sharing this thing together. And it's a marvellous thing. So, I'll post this video and I'll look to see if anybody's got anything to say about it. And if you haven't, I understand.